Okay. Put me down, big guy.
He said put him down.
What's going on, y'all? It's Liam Crowley with Screen Rant. We're here at the Academy Museum in Los Angeles, California for the world premiere of Percy Jackson, the Olympians, Season 2. I have my original copy. This thing is about 18 years old at this point. We're showing it to the cast. We're asking cast questions. We're getting all the secrets about Season 2 and maybe a couple from Season 3. And it starts right now. For the camera, look at this.
Oh my God.
Matching the book cover. Outdid me. I wore my brown suit for the junket, and I tried to do blue to the carpet.
No, but that's what it is, though. You got gold. Show.
Hyping me up out here, Leah.
You need it.
So-
You need it, man, because you got it.
I appreciate you. So good to see you. Congrats on everything, Season 2. How does it feel this time around to be back as Annabeth and back in her headspace? You're not meeting her for the first time. You're kind of flipping that switch back on.
You know what's funny is that you said flip the switch back on, but I feel like I never turned it off, you know? Even though it was such a huge break between each seasons, it's just, I felt like I was always Annabeth. I never changed. But also, you know, Annabeth, I wanted to become her, actually. Because when I first was auditioning for Annabeth, I was a totally different person than I am now, like truly. And I'm very grateful for how I got out of it, but just totally Annabeth has changed my life in such beautiful ways, and I almost never want to get out of her, you know?
One really quick question to wrap up. The sirens, they sing. If the sirens were real and we're singing one song, what is the one song that you'd be like, I gotta go towards it to hear it in full? Santa Tell Me Ariana Grande right now is my jam. That would lure me in.
Stop, are you saying?
I'm serious, it's Christmas time.
Honestly, like Nat King Cole's Merry Christmas to You would actually, that would hurt the inside. I would go. But another one, I feel like, oh my gosh. Okay, I would say One More Hour by Tame Impala. Because if I hear that just a moment, like, I'd be like, what? Actually, don't edit that. Don't edit that. No, you can put it in there, but like, hopefully the fans don't edit me looking crazy like this. You know what I'm saying?
I got this from a good friend of mine. Really cool, tall, good-looking dude.
I'm emotional seeing you wear that right now.
Questions. Of course, man, I had to.
Straight from Hyderabad, Aryan's home country.
Hell yeah, man.
Unbelievable. Let's talk about Grover really quickly. The fits. I love the fit. I love the Explorer Indiana Jones kind of vibe. How did it feel to kind of get into his skin with that new costume? Different from a Camp Athlete orange tee.
Slightly. I think the biggest thing was like seeing it evolve through the show. Like all of our clothes get like tattered at the very end, and especially that like safari adventure jacket. Like the more worn down and like covered in random stuff and like sandy and dirty it got, the more I felt like I was actually living through each of those beats. You know what I mean? It felt like I could see it alive on my clothes.
Look at this.
You said this yesterday.
Look at this. He's got.
I'm on theme. I've thought about this. There was some deep thought that went into this.
I was gonna say the Kronos card kind of matches.
Totally. No. It's very on brand for Luke and Kronos and just Sea of Monsters in general this season. So
kind of a fun one. The Golden Fleece. It can resurrect. It can bring things to life. If it existed in the real world and you could throw it on an inanimate object, what would you want to bring to life?
Ooh, wow.
We've heard G.I. Joe toys so far. We've heard teddy bears so far.
Yeah,
Polyphemus said he wants to bring the pyramids to life.
Whoa.
I don't know what that would look like.
Like out there, they grow some legs and just walk off. Yeah. Inanimate. I mean, I feel like Toy Story, like that's kind of like every kid's dream, you know? Like I remember when I was a kid and like Toy Story, like I used to like dream about walking into my room and like seeing my toys come to life. So that would be pretty cool. But like maybe like food in a way. I don't know. Marshmallows.
Love to hear what marshmallows have to say.
Marshmallows, yeah.
I bet they make some killer music.
Make some killer music.
All right, got it. Like the DJ Marshmallow.
Go on. Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna go with marshmallows. That's super random, but I'm doing that. I'm going marshmallows.
Probably sing a good campfire song.
Yeah, or they'd be screaming for their lives. Unfortunately.
You play an Olympian in this series, but you are the youngest of the Olympians in terms of actress on screen. What was it like to embody a mythological figure like that while still being in a younger person's body?
Yeah, it's daunting for sure. I think it's been a lot of work on like where, this is boring, but where I place energy within my body, and it's been so easy with the other actors. I mean, everyone's so wonderful. And I got to have some chats with my pal Lin-Manuel Miranda, who's been playing an Olympian for like a couple of years now. So I was like, give me advice. And he gave me some good advice.
What was his advice? Can you share?
He was just like, be confident, you can do it, love you very much. I've known him forever, so he's like a dad to me. So he was very lovely.
How are you with a bow?
I'm getting pretty good, honestly, yeah.
Easier than claws?
I mean, I'm more new to that. The claws I've had since I was 11. But I really love it, honestly. I've been doing a lot of training with it, and it's fun.
Does it feel good to be a leader? The Hunters of Artemis are like one of the most anticipated groups to meet in the Percy Jackson world.
Yeah, not that I'm biased, but they're very cool. It's been so fun. We did this whole like training camp of like just the huntresses. And just, I think even just carrying the weight of the bow just like places your body in a certain way. And it's such an exciting group, and the way they've designed the costumes and the makeup, it looks amazing. I'm so happy.
Have you met your twin brother yet?
I have not.
Have not?
I have not.
Yeah, they were winking, nudging me about maybe he's been cast, maybe he's been not, but I'm excited to see the Artemis-Apollo dynamic.
I'm excited too.
Welcome to the Percy Jackson, the Olympians family.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Honored to be here.
I've seen the first 4 episodes, so I've seen a little bit of Thalia this season. You are taking Thalia in a different spin. She's British. She's got this big head of hair. She's punk rock. Tell me about taking your own original spin on Thalia. I keep saying Thalia because in my head I always read it as Thalia, but Thalia. Thalia.
3 months.
Yes.
Like, really adjust. But yeah.
We'll get there eventually. How does it feel to take your own spin on it?
It feels like an honor. I can't believe they let me play with the character so much, but I'm very honored, to be able to do this for the fans and try and kind of create their vision and make it come to life as much as I can. So, yeah.
My question to you, I've seen the first 4 episodes. Sally is a lot more comfortable letting Percy go into the real world this time around. Why do you think that is? That one summer at camp was enough?
I think that our kids surprise us, and I think she's real good at what she does, and she watched her son defy all odds and defeat the bad guys and the monsters and win the day and have victory at the end. So I think at a certain point, all parents have to say, I trust you, I love you, I've prepared you as best I can, and you've got it from here.
What's Tantalus' deal? What's his problem?
He's just upset, man. I think if everybody here didn't eat from when they wake up until 3 p.m., everybody would be in a bad mood. The dude hasn't had food or water in 3,000 years. So he's just hangry.
And it's all within an arm's reach. That's the worst part.
Yes.
You ever have a stocked fridge, but I don't know, you're stuck on the couch and you can't get up?
Yeah, or you just don't want to and you're and you're just a little miffed. That's what his problem is.
The chariot races this season. Boo boy. Tantalus technically the mastermind behind it, even though sometimes he takes credit for things that he doesn't always should be taking credit for. How cool is it to get to be on set that day, not only watching those chariot races unfold as Tantalus, but as Timothy Simons, the actor?
As Tantalus, what I really love is that actually, I think he can take credit for that, because he's what would be the thing that would get the most kids hurt? That is why he wanted to do it. He was just yeah, I love the chariot races, but also there's a fringe benefit, and that's that these children that I don't will get hurt or maimed or killed, and that would be great. But as an actor, I'm always working on shabby comedies, and they had they built a chariot track, and to be on a set that big.
Real horses?
Real horses. They built chariots that were all designed with the theme of the house of the god that the
cabin is for it.
The cabin. They were all designed for that cabin. It was an incredible thing to be on set that day, just to see how much went into it. And I say that day, it was many days, but just the amount of work that they did practically to make that happen was incredible.
Practical effects rock.
Practical effects are incredible.
You are such a proponent, a fan, a champion, an ambassador of Percy Jackson. I always see it on social media. You're always dropping the comments for support, and you do the same thing with your past projects, Psych, for example. What about Percy Jackson makes you want to be such an ambassador for this project?
Well, honest God, it's the relationships I have with our executive producers, Jan Schatz and John Steinberg. Because I've been working with those guys for the last 18 years, longer than some of these actors have been alive. So I'm overjoyed to see guys who worked so hard that I grew up working with really just continue to blow it out of the water 20 years into their careers.
Very much so. Hephaestus, not in this season. We blame Rick for not including him in the Sea of Monsters book, but still, Hephaestus, his legacy is so prominent in this season. The Hephaestus cabin is involved in the chariot races. How does it feel to see his legacy continue by way of his children?
Thanks, man. I can't wait to see that chariot race. And I think one thing I really want to shout at Rick for is the fact that he hired a disabled actor to play a disabled god as I hold up my cane, because today is actually International Day of Persons with Disabled Persons Day. So it's a really important day to shine a light on the fact that Rick was really wanted to include generally disabled people in the show. So I'm incredibly grateful for that, because as much as I'm a proponent for us the show, I'm also a proponent for obviously people with disabilities and performers with disabled performers. So I'm really proud to be able to be a part of this and give a true portrayal of somebody who's been through some tough times.
Yeah, wonderfully said. Thank you for being so open about that kind of stuff. One final question for you. In Titan's Curse, all the Olympians are there on the page in those last final chapters. Are we going to see you back for season 3?
I can't give many spoilers, but I can say that Hef is back and is coming in strong. And I got a text from Dan Schatz the other day saying that you need to start reading rereading Titan's Curse. So I'm pretty confident you're going to see Hef back.
Okay, it's a good book. I'm excited for you to check it out.
That's something to do on my Christmas break is reading that one.
You play, I don't want to call him the big bad, because Polyphemus, as we know, monsters can be a little misunderstood. But what I want to focus on in the first 4 episodes, what I've seen, Polyphemus is a big presence in this series before we get to see him in his full glory. What was it like bringing his presence to life? What does that look like for you as an actor when you're off screen and kind of lurking around his islands?
To me, it was such a gift because they did such a great job with introducing him through the episodes in season 2, and they kind of built the lore of Polyphemus before I even got on screen, which was great. And just being able to play a character in that type of prosthetics and that type of costume, and being able to kind of emote, and they gave me the time to work with I mean, it was like 5 hours in the chair. But I loved it, and they gave us the time. They gave me the time to really work the character.
Hell yeah. Can we get a tease of the voice? What does Polyphemus' voice sound like?
Oh, no, you got to wait for it.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I'm excited to hear him in the flesh. The practical emphasis rocks this season. I also love, too, so many of the monsters of season 1 were VFX, and we got to bring them to life with yourself, with everyone else in this season. 2 more questions to wrap up with you here. You're guarding the Golden Fleece on Polyphemus' island.
My Golden Fleece.
Your Golden Fleece.
That's right.
It's a powerful object in the Greek mythology world. One side wants to use it to resurrect Kronos. One side wants to heal a tree. If you could put the Golden Fleece on any inanimate object and bring it to life, what would it be?
What a question. On any inanimate object to bring it to life. Wow, that's a great question. I would say the pyramids.
Whoa! What do living pyramids look like?
Well, I mean, I think everything...
bring them back to what they were, see how they were constructed.
Exactly. I would want to see how they did that. I wanted to see right from the beginning.
I got some Rick Riordan books for you to read. They're called the Kane Chronicles. They explore Egyptian mythology, so... if you ever want to segue into the other realm.
I'm in, and you're the guy, because you have the original here, so you're the guy.
I'd like to think I know a thing or two. One final question, no segue for it, just a fun one. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, It's a Wonderful Life. Hands down, It's a Wonderful Life. Every Christmas, I cry every Christmas. In my Polyphemus one eye tears up, and It's a Wonderful Life.
When I asked you this, Rick, and I was asking about your producer duties and how you're of help on set, and you told me, things changed a little bit between season 1 and season 2. What constitutes bringing you to set? For you, Becky, what brings you to set, and what do those days look like, season 1 compared to season 2?
When I'm on set, I think it's a little bit different because we get to enjoy it a little bit more than, was learning what was going to happen and learning what we needed to respond to. And everybody listened to us for season 1, so it was really nice for season 2. It's like the people asked us what they felt they needed to, and we got to enjoy it a little bit more, seeing it develop. So,
very much so. A big change this season in terms of how production is going is the practicality. So many big, grand practical sets. What was that first one for both of you when you saw it realized in live action? It just really took your breath away.
My first thought was it is incredible what you can do with plywood. Just incredible. But yes, the practical sets, I think it was the right call, and they did such a great job. For instance, the Ironclad. I mean, that's amazing. Full-size battleship. Unbelievable.
A final question for you both. Some original scenes in this season, but also an original character. Allison Sims coming into play. How does it feel to see an original character set in your world? And also, what advice do you give an actress like Beatrice who's taking on that role and entering your world without a ground zero to build upon?
Well, as with so many of the actors, I don't need to advise them. They know their job so well. They step into those roles so well that I'm not worried about that at all. But, you know, I've been adding characters to Percy Jackson's world for 20 years now. I'm very used to that, and I welcome that. I think it's fantastic. And it's the same story, but it made total sense that Luke would have some people to talk to on that ship, and what would he be talking about? So, yeah, we welcome Allison just like all the demigods.
Amazing. One final question coming to you, Becky, for this one. I've asked you already about season 3. Have you been to set so far, and how does the vibe feel?
It's amazing. We were on set, and we're looking at the overlook of the school and the beginning of
Westover.
Yeah.
I'm losing my words. And it was snowing, and it was beautiful, and it's just absolutely perfect. And they were like, "Oh, the helicopter comes down right here." It's like, no, we don't see a real helicopter in the stage, but yeah, it's going to be amazing when it gets all cut up and put together again.
The scope of season 2 is unbelievable. For you as a producer, when you were visualizing what season 2 was going to be, how ambitious did it feel, and did anything change in terms of what was going on in your imagination to what was eventually brought to life?
Well, what I'll tell you is it's really Dan, John, and Craig who are like the masterminds behind like actually bringing this to life. Our job is sort of like to be the guardians of the Riordan verse. And so when we started to get material coming in from these guys, from John and Dan and Craig and their whole team, we were blown away because season 1, as you know, was extraordinary. But season 2 is astonishing. So, I mean, between that, the actors, I mean, the cast, the support that we've received from 20th and the Walt Disney Company, I mean, the whole group, I mean, it's a dream. I feel really lucky, Liam, because between the whole Springsteen crew at 20th on the feature side and the TV side, and so I feel lucky.
It's going to be a fortuitous Q1 of 2026 for y'all, because those Oscar nominations are going to come through. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good on my side of things.
I hope so. I don't know.
I know I don't want to jinx it out here. I know it's Hollywood speak, but still, Jeremy is so phenomenal in that movie.
It's so funny because somebody asked me earlier, if you could stunt cast anybody for season 3, who would it be? And I said, Jeremy Allen White.
Let's find a way. Let's get him a role. Is Apollo cast yet?
I don't know about that.
Okay, well, if it's open, I think Jeremy's got the curly hair to pull off Apollo. I'll ask you a season 3 question, teeter around it if you must. How does the scope of season 3 feel compared to seasons 1 and 2? Dan and John were telling me that if season 2 elevated the practical sets, season 3 is elevating the fights. What else can you speak to that?
I mean, I just think like it feels like everything is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So cast and music, and it's just so special.
Glad you give a shout to the music. Bear's score, it's so good.
I know. It's amazing. He's talented. Very talented. Very different than our Jeremiah Freight score. Right? So beautiful.
I'm not asking for help. I'm not asking for permission. And I'm not going to let anything stand in my way.